our Blue Economy advisor and ambassador, Mr. Jerry Eno, and also the staff of the Solid Waste Management Authority, Ms. Mona Julian, whose work is closely related to that of the Blue Economy. I would like to begin by explaining the concept of the Blue Economy and Marine Affairs, and why it is necessary to have such a ministry at this time, and of course what will be our main areas of focus for 2025. And of course, just to mention, because our PS and also the rest of the head table will delve more into the work that we are doing in 2025. So let's go. To start with, conceptually, the Blue Economy is defined as the sustainable use of ocean resources to create economic growth, to create jobs, and to improve livelihoods. And it seeks to preserve the health of the ocean ecosystem in so doing. To be a little bit more specific, the Blue Economy consists of a number of areas. We have the traditional areas of fisheries, desalination, coastal tourism, maritime transport, and all of these have existed before, and we are very familiar with them. But we also have what can be referred to as the emerging sectors, the new sectors, such as shore renewable energy, aquaculture, seabed extractive activities, marine biotechnology. And marine biotechnology means that there are some organisms, living organisms on the seabed that are important and that can be used to create different products to improve human health. And also there are the bioprospecting, which is research for organisms that have valuable genetic resources that have commercial uses, and we can create new products from them as well for human use. The term marine affairs broadly refers to the management and regulation of all activities related to the sea and maritime transportation. And an important part of that has to do with seafarers' welfare and, of course, the maritime safety. In a broad sense, it encompasses the legal, economic, and environmental aspects of the marine industry. So it really covers two broad areas. You have the commercial ones, which has to do with the transport of goods and the transport of people. And you have the non-commercial aspect, which covers issues like research, issues like exploration, issues like defense. Now, our ministry's mandate is very much in keeping with that definition and those two broad areas I referred to. And our PS will explain how the ministry is structured to fulfill that mandate. But I suppose the question that one may want to ask is, why a Ministry of the Blue Economy and Marine Affairs? And I could answer it like this. The world has long recognized the great potential that exists in the ocean for economic activities. It is stated that everything that is on land can also be found, and even more, in our oceans. Which means, therefore, that the sea poses great potential for economic activity and for new economic activity. And it is also instructive to note that our sea space, is 77 times greater than our land space. So there are many more economic activities that can take place on the sea relative to the land. There is a view that our land space is very much fully occupied, it is saturated, and that any further economic activities on land can only lead to its degradation. And in that regard, if we want to create new areas of employment, if we want to increase our country's gross domestic product, and if we want to raise the living standard of our people, then we have to look and begin to look towards our ocean, where the greater potential for more diverse economic activities exists. I just want to add that there are a number of professions that are related to the blue economy, and I'm saying that in particular to draw the attention of our young people and to prepare them for their involvement in building a strong blue economy here in Grenada. These professions include marine scientists, so our young people should be thinking in terms of becoming marine scientists. Marine biologists, we already have some of that in Grenada. Ocean engineering, marine data analysts, environmental scientists, offshore engineers, aquaculture managers, boat captains, port managers, and so on. So what we see is that in the blue economy, a number of new jobs can be created, jobs of every kind, right? And so the opportunities exist for our young people to be professionals and to be highly qualified in that particular area. You will recall earlier this year when an official was made to an official visit was made to the People's Republic of China. I would have signed a memorandum of understanding, an MOU, with the PROC. And I want to make the point that that MOU that was signed is very much in keeping with those areas that we cover in the blue economy. So for example, the MOU includes the following: mariculture, distant water fishing, seafood processing. It also includes marine biopharmaceutical, marine engineering, seawater desalination, the marine salt industry, and so on. And it even covers port wharves, submarines, optical cable constructions, shipbuilding, ship repair, ocean transportation, marine, coastline tourism, and leisure services. So all of these are in the MOU that we signed with the People's Republic of China. We have started our discussion with the People's Republic of China through the embassy here in Grenada on implementing these aspects of the MOU. And our discussion, in fact, will continue this morning after this press briefing. So here we are with this new ministry, Ministry of the Blue Economy and Marine Affairs, what it is, what's the intention, the potential that exists for expanding our economic activity and creating new jobs, increasing our gross domestic product, and providing the opportunities for an improvement in the living standards of our people. So I will stop here for the time being and ask our Permanent Secretary to continue.
Thank you, Minister. Mr. Javan Williams, Permanent Secretary within the Ministry of the Blue Economy and Marine Affairs, you have the floor at this time.
Thank you very much, Mr. Tian, Minister Andrews. Thank you, Mr. Eno and Ms. Julian. And good morning to the citizens of Grenada, both present and in the diaspora. Just to continue where the Minister left off, I just want to share with you the vision that is going to be driving this ministry through this year and the coming years. We have our vision as Grenada as a global leader in innovative and responsible ocean-based development. So we want to be innovative and fully responsible in the way we manage our ocean. In order for us to fulfill this vision, we organize the organogram or the ministry structure in a way that we capture two distinct branches. One, the administrative branch, and the other is a technical branch. Under the administrative branch, it is normal for ministries to have basic officers as your SAO, your senior administrative officers, your accounts officers, and the other things. But specific that we want to mention is that most ministries may have a public relation officer, but we are up to find what we call a communication and outreach officer specific to that administrative arm. Additionally, we are looking to have a legal base officer embedded in the ministry, a change management officer, and a research and development officer. These additional units, though not new in administration, but specific to us, we want them directly embedded in the ministry so we can have our development properly guided and informed. Under the technical arm of the ministry, we are going to be headed by a chief technical officer, similar to the other ministries who have that structure. But under that chief technical officer, we are going to be looking at various technical units. So we have 5 main technical units that we are intending to fill, where we'll have basic senior persons manning. So we're looking, one we already have, which is the fisheries management. Fisheries is under the ministry, and we have our chief fisheries officer. We are looking to have a senior marine project and development officer as the other unit. We're looking to have a marine business and development officer, because if you are looking for economic activity, we can only strengthen that through the private sector. Investment and development. So we have to have an officer there. And the other 2 areas, we want to have a project specialist for coastal zone management and a project specialist for renewable ocean energy. These 2 new areas are fresh in the world today. We want to strengthen our oceans. We want to make sure our ocean is healthy, and at the same time we have our sustainable management structures. Therefore, looking at the structure of the ministry, we have 5 main priorities that we'll be focusing on going forward for the time. 1, sustainable marine resource management. We have marine sector transformation. We have blue economy diversification and innovation, coastal zone community empowerment and resilience, and institutional strengthening and governance. And as the minister mentioned, quite a few special areas, professional areas that our young persons can delve into development. Once you come with the requisite qualification, there are room in the ministry for future development for our young people. Because if you're looking at institutional strengthening and governance, we have to have the young ones with the strength, mind, and understanding to do that. Additionally, just to mention a few of the focus areas, Mr. Ino will delve more deeply into those areas. But the focus areas for 2025, we looked at marine protected areas. We're going to go back into developing and strengthening that area. They were a lull for the last few years that we are trying to get back on top of. Ocean zone management, and we are going to be looking at strengthening our understanding on the law of the sea. Treaties ratification, sargassum management, marine and yachting consultancy, mariculture production initiative. As the minister mentioned, there is an MOU with China on that, so we already started the process of discussion to move into that area speedily. Ocean literacy program, we have sent 1 person out for studies already to be a trainer of trainers in that area, so we are looking to move forward with that. The National Coastal Zone and Ocean Policy needs to be developed. We want to upgrade our fish markets, so we'll see some attention being given to the fish markets around the island. Offshore wind and energy assessment, and fisheries communication network. There is a project ongoing now for us to strengthen our safety at sea. With the NTRC, we are trying to finalize that project. It started some time back, so then our fishermen would have the appropriate equipments on board. So in case of a problem, just by the press of a button, your location can be found and will save the country millions of dollars in search and rescue. So these are the focus areas that is mentioned at this time. So we'll move to the next speaker. Thank you very much.
Thank you, P.S. Williams.